friends, MD Vegan with a new recipe with tangerines. When I was little, Mom brought home big boxes of tangerines. She could get them inexpensive, and that was a feast for me. I got a lot of them in my room, and I always snacked on them. So I have a lot of memories with tangerines. Very funny. I love the flavor and the fragrance more than anything. I'm a friend of citrus fruit. Tangerines is in the center of my recipe today, and recently I made a recipe with tangerines, and here, similar to this one, these are 5 tangerines, and I cut the little pieces, cut it into little pieces, you see. And I found when I do that, it is very nice in a fruit salad. You have really the feeling that you eat the fillets only. They are so tender and so juicy, delicious. If you have the skin around, the little wedges of the tangerines as oranges, but the pieces of the tangerines are so small that there's a lot of peel, skin, and a small amount of flesh. So that was an issue. I didn't know. And when you cut them into small pieces, you have the feeling of directly much more of the flesh. And that makes a lot of difference in a fruit salad when you have other fruit. If you eat a tangerine, it doesn't really matter to eat a tangerine. It's wonderful to have these little pieces, delicious. But in a fruit salad, I think a little bit more about how to cut them into pieces, and cutting fruit in fruit salads is maybe the most important thing for a fruit salad, how you cut your pieces. I would say how I cut my pieces in a fruit salad. And they should have a similar size in this case. Other kinds of cutting them. I have here a pineapple. That's the second ingredient, 1 pineapple. And pineapples are of course more exotic, not so easy to get. They are more expensive than tangerines. They're very inexpensive. That's also very funny. But the pineapples is different. If I get a pineapple in my health food shop, I smell, I try with my nose, I go very close, and if there is no fragrance at all, pineapple specific fragrance, this wonderful pineapple fragrance, if there is none of it, zero, I won't take it. Because usually the pineapple I get from the health food shop, they're inexpensive. If they are, mostly they are not ripe there. I take them home and they need some time to ripen. But even before they ripen, they are pretty firm, too early to eat. Not nice, they bite in the mouth if you eat them too early. Even then they should have a small amount of fragrance, just an idea, that's enough. It doesn't really need to be much. And I noticed when I get the pineapple anyway without any fragrance, most of the time they turn into a disappointing pineapple, and that is so sad. You buy a pineapple, it's a little bit expensive, and you get them home, and then you wait for a while, and then they don't taste nice. They don't taste like pineapple, they taste like cardboard, more or less. That is so frustrating. I eat the pineapple anyway then, but I made a decision. I said, well, don't get the pineapple if there is no fragrance at all. And that's a good rule. That's a good rule to me. I don't know anything else how to decide if the pineapple is good or not. You have to wait for a while if it's not ripe until it's really nice and juicy and sweet. They need to ripen a little bit on the table. They're not growing here in Germany, so they come from far and they're not ripe on the way. So we have to wait a little bit until they ripen. But the trick is that there has to be a little bit of fragrance. I don't know how you get your pineapples, but I thought pineapples can be a little bit critical for ecological reasons and for fairness with the products. People sometimes get very badly treated where they harvest the pineapples. I heard the pineapples are very sprayed a lot, and so if you get a very inexpensive pineapple in the supermarket, they might be delicious, but there might be a lot of bad stuff going on with them. But so sometimes I get it anyway. The most important thing remains for me, and also what the science says, to be vegan. To be vegan, a plant-based diet is the most effective step every single one can take to reduce their ecological footprint. That is a big study that is famous also for a couple of years now, like in 2018 or so they came out. And since then we know these things. It has to do with many kind of things, with the water use and transportation, energy, and all these kind of things have to do with it. Of land use also, mainly land use, how much land is used to produce food and calories. And fruit and vegetables, nuts and seeds all together, they use much less land and water and energy as animal products. There is really no doubt to that. And the best thing you can do is the single thing to eat only vegan food, plant-based food. That's the best you can do to reduce your footprint. For everybody is that true. So if sometimes you take not organic food or so, doesn't really matter when you come to the really big picture. So that's why I'm not advocating for organic food. I say I use organic food whenever I can. If I have no choice, I'm traveling or so, or if it's just too expensive, I can also take another choice. Main thing is definitely science says that. Good science, solid science, great scientists from all the planet. That is to be vegan. So that just to make that clear. Still, you want to make sure that your ingredients are fair trade and these, if you can, if possible. Of course. Okay, that is my main salad today. Here, that's the pineapple and the tangerines. I think they're nice together. It's cut in small, similar pieces. Another thing with the pineapple is what we got with the flavor. I cannot combine it with all kinds of ingredients because I think my explanation, my idea about it, I'm not sure, is the bromelain. That is an enzyme that is contained in pineapple specifically. It's very healthy. It helps to digest protein. And it seems to me if I combine it with certain nuts or seeds, it begins to taste bad. The ingredients fall apart. They don't combine to one flavor on my tongue. My tongue says, ooh. It is the tongue gets numb to the ingredients when I eat pineapple together, for example, with, let's say, cashews, or I don't know what it was recently. Didn't really work. So I try to combine pineapple only. Walnut is possible to me, but that might be very personal. I don't know how you feel about it. For sure, I can combine pineapple with other fruit very easily. There's no problem. But with nuts and seeds, there might be a problem. But with fruit, absolutely no problem with pineapple. And then I guess it's because of the bromelain, this enzyme that helps to digest protein. And of course, it's very healthy. We need a good digestion for protein. Protein is hard to digest. And it's also a reason why pineapple is so healthy, because it has bromelain. So, bromelain are the pineapple and tangerine for one. And then the second thing is, I have, oops, my blender. I have a dressing. It's also very interesting. The third part here in this recipe is a dressing that is made again with tangerines. I have 2 or 3 tangerines here, and 1 persimmon. Persimmon is another story, another of these wonderful ingredients. Persimmon is a fruit that comes from South Asia, I guess it was, and quickly made its journey all over the planet. Now it's available everywhere because it's so nice. It is a fruit that has amazing nutrients. It has amazing fiber. Fiber is responsible for the texture. So if you blend a ripe persimmon, that is even riper than that. Sometimes the persimmon is almost runny, so juicy. And you blend this almost liquid persimmon in a blender, it turns into pudding. It firms up. And that happens because of the fiber. I noticed that fiber is something that every plant produces, and only plants produce that, the fiber. Makes the plant stand, for example, and so on and so on. And they are different in all fiber. In all plants have different fibers, different kinds of fibers, and they are also a very important part for our health, nutrition. I don't talk lots about fiber right now, but they're very important. And to me, interestingly, they make the texture interesting. I can make a nice texture with it, and they keep me filled, so full. If I eat a fruit with high fiber like the persimmon, I don't need anything else. It's enough. It's a perfect breakfast, for example, or a meal. More than banana, for example. It's also wonderful. But similar it is with mango or papaya. All these fruit have it in common that they are whole meals by themselves, to me at least, because of the high fiber content and the specific kind of fiber. And I explore. I don't think we know so much about fiber. I don't think that most of the chefs don't know so much about fiber, how to use it in a recipe to create a new texture. I think that is something we have to find out right now. It's beginning the research on it. It's very much a focus on my recipes, with fruit especially, interesting with the fiber. And I make here a dressing with the persimmon, the wonderful persimmon. And the other thing with the persimmon is that it has a gentle sweet flavor. That's wonderful. You can use it in so many recipes, savory and sweet, I guess. In our country here, we don't have so many recipes with persimmon. In South America, they have a lot, I guess. And in Asia, of course, they have a lot. And I would like to learn more about it. But I do my little recipes here, and I know when I blend persimmon together with tangerines, I have a nice creamy dressing. So I put the 3 tangerines here together with the persimmon and a small amount of ginger. This time I take a little bit less than last time. I had another recipe where I put a lot of ginger. This time I take a small amount of ginger only, and that is totally up to you. If you want more or less ginger, it can be very strong flavor, but it's also a flavor that is perfect together with tangerine and persimmon, which is a perfect, wonderful combination of flavors. Ginger makes just a little bit more, I would say more interesting even. But the gentle flavor of the tangerine, the very delicate flavor of the tangerine, goes so nicely with that gentle sweetness of the persimmon. It's a perfect match. Orange, also very nice with persimmon, but when you blend an orange with a persimmon, you get a very thick pudding. Orange also thickens up. There's another fiber that's called pectin in the orange, very healthy for digestion. But it thickens up. It's a thickener. In the food industry, they use pectin as a thickener. It's in oranges, and it thickens up, and you couldn't make a dressing with oranges and tangerines, persimmon. That wouldn't work. Tangerines are different from oranges. They are more runny. They make a texture easier for dressing. So I begin here with the smallest amount of water, just an idea of water to get the blender going. I think I need a little bit of water for this dressing, but not really. You could also make it without water, right? Because of the tangerines. Take more tangerines, you need less water. Let's see what happens now. To start the blender, a little bit of water is always helpful. Blender dance. Color is here, very beautiful. See, tangerine and persimmon, this is the color you get. Isn't that beautiful? I love this color. That's the persimmon also. That has, if you blend it, it's so nice with tangerine. It looks like a nice texture actually. Beautiful. Creamy. Let's see if I need some more water or if I can use it right away. Let's taste it. It's a nice texture, it's okay. Divine. Good to have a little bit less ginger. Last time it wasn't very much. That's also good, but today a little bit more. Yeah, I don't blend it anymore. It's enough. It's very nice. I'll show you in a moment. First, I put my persimmon, my pineapple and my tangerines here. Yeah, it's a little bit more pineapple. That depends always on the size of the pineapple. And here 5 tangerines. Also depend on the size, of course. Almost pretty much the same measurements, the same amount, you know. I have a nice bowl of fruit here. A wonderful recipe, a wonderful breakfast for me. Especially with the persimmon. Makes it so filling and keeping. I don't need to eat quickly again. And now I show you my dressing here. You will see this beautiful creaminess and the translucent color from this. I love this color. So one of my favorite colors here. In yoga, they have the color, teaching about the colors. They say they have a, they use the colors to describe the energy in the human body, for example. They say the energy fields here in the body, they have centers, chakras they call it. The energy is swirling around a lot, where all these energy channels, the nerves, so they meet the most, the crossings, and they say the colors are like a rainbow, red to purple, like a real rainbow. The same color, everything is here. Green is the heart, and orange here, and blue. So that's yellow in the center. So they have these colors, and this is a wonderful, beautiful orange color. It says we healing, healing colors, and it's a lot to do with our food. The doctors say, the scientific Western science doctors, not the yoga doctors, they say eat your rainbow. And that makes a lot of sense to me, of course. Interesting topic. I love the colors in the food. I like to watch it. And now also we have learned to see colors during the evolution. And that is very important for what we eat. If we don't, we were not able to see red colors, we wouldn't be able to see the red colors in the fruit. And they are one of the most important. Fruit have oftentimes these red, orange colors. We need to see with the eyes physically to get them. You know, we don't see the colors. You won't get them. You won't take them. You have no idea how to do, why you should do that. So at a certain point, I saw the documentary about it. At a certain point in our evolution, we learned how to see colors, and that changed what we ate. So I'm not a specialist in this, but it makes a lot of sense to me too, because I like to watch my food. It's so beautiful. When it's beautiful, I like to eat it. That's also how I make my food. I want to make it beautiful, like this. Isn't that beautiful? And I'm looking forward to eat it. And it has even a scientific background why something appeals to us. We feel attracted to that. We want to eat it. It's a good reason for that. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. If you like my video, subscribe and be vegan on YouTube. Have another recipe every single day, and find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter.